Hey there, do you want to land anchor clients and actually scale your agency without spinning your wheels? Okay, so let's build your biz dev funnel the smart way. I'm Diane Prince. I sold a staffing agency for $28 million, and I share tips for other people to do similar things. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and add any comments if there's other things that you want to know or if you have questions about this video. Okay, so I am going to today tell you the three big steps you need to take for a scalable business development strategy. So let's go. So first of all, you need to understand that sales is the lifeline of your business, and it's important to always be building pipeline. Common mistake that recruiting agencies make is, or staffing agencies, recruiting agencies, is not continuing to build a pipeline. So you're going to get busy. Sometimes you're going to have a lot of orders to fill, which is great. That's closest to money, is filling those orders. That is awesome. However, you need to keep on building your pipeline, because what can happen is if you're not building your pipeline and your clients tend to dry up, maybe they don't have hiring needs, you don't have a pipeline, this is no good. That is no bueno. So you want to make sure that you're always building your pipeline. And one way to do that is, I'm going to share 3 steps and how to do that, how to make sure that you are always building your pipeline. It is extremely important. That is the lifeline of your agency. So we're going to talk about a biz dev funnel for staffing agencies. And a biz dev funnel, you can think about your biz dev funnel as the system that turns strangers into loyal clients. Predictably, if you're just winging it, you might get by, you're probably going to get clients, but you're losing money. A lot of people do it. It's common. Sometimes I do it. I sell when I feel like it, or I sell when I need clients, or it's sporadic. However, if that's what you're doing, if your selling is based only on if you have time to do it, you are losing out. Okay, so, and if you stay till the end, watch the whole video, and I'm going to share a free checklist for you on nurturing your leads at the end of this video. So stay here, okay? And I'm going to break this down into 3 simple steps, okay? Sales is all about 3 things. First thing is you want to capture, so you can also call that attract. You want to attract or capture somebody's attention. Okay, so this way you can give some kind of free value. That works really well. One thing that works really well with staffing or recruiting agencies is showing people in your content exactly how you would recruit for a role. That's super helpful. Make sure, and you can do that in an email sequence too. So make sure you're establishing authority. I established authority by being super consistent on LinkedIn and talking only to my ideal clients. That's really important, talking only to your ideal clients. And people are going to start watching you, and that'll probably also turn into incoming leads. Okay, so the second thing, so the first thing is to attract. You want to attract those leads. The second thing is to nurture those leads. Okay, so how are you nurturing your leads? Are you reaching out once and then not hearing back or being ghosted? Okay, you have to contact your leads multiple times. Okay, the average sale, this is according to the HubSpot sales statistics that I absolutely love. That so if you just search HubSpot sales statistics, that I think you're gonna really enjoy it. But an average sale closes on after 18 touches, okay? And an average sale will also get 4 no's before you get to a yes with the same client. Yet most salespeople stop after 1 touch, okay? Think of all of that lost opportunity. So nurturing is so important. And part of nurturing is personalizing, and automation can really help you with this as well. You want to stay top of mind of the leads that you've already attracted. Now we've got to nurture them. You don't want to be that person where 6 months from now, they're like, they might not need you today. A very small percentage of people are going to actually need you today. You don't want to be that person where 6 months from now, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I need a whatever. Like I need a controller. There was that cool recruiter who reached out to me, but I don't even remember who she is. So I'm going to go find someone else. Okay. So you want to nurture, even if somebody's not replying to you, you're still building a relationship when you're nurturing. Okay. So we talked about attracting, nurturing, and next is closing. Okay. Closing, once you get somebody, once you've nurtured them, you've attracted them, you've nurtured them, you've got them on a call, and closing. Okay. So you need to have a tight sales conversation framework. That is extremely important. Okay. You want to analyze these three things, see where you need improvement. Some people are really great at closing only if they can get them on a call. Okay. But they're not attracting and they're not nurturing. So you know who you are, you know where your issues are. Maybe it's all three, maybe it's just one. So you know where you really need to fix the parts in your funnel. And we're going to talk about the fourth thing a little later, but first let's talk about common mistakes to avoid. Okay. So most agency founders or owners mess up by either one, overcomplicating message sequences, overthinking, overcomplicating, and when in doubt, just send it out. Okay. Just done is better than perfect. I have also tools for voice of customer, your tone of voice. Make sure you sound like yourself. Keep it simple. Act like you're talking to, maybe you're texting a friend, or you're texting just, you have that ideal client in mind and you're texting them. So don't overcomplicate your message sequences. Okay. Another common mistake is to just purchase like canned sequences, okay, that are obviously written by AI and they're not customized. They don't sound like you. And people can tell. They can tell if it sounds like you. That is one of your only differentiators in the recruiting business. Okay. Another big way that founders mess up is not tracking leads, being super random. Okay. Sales is a process of systems. Sales is about systems and monotony and repetition. Okay. If you are not tracking leads, you are having people just leaking out of your funnel all over the place. Okay. So make sure that you're tracking leads. Okay. Another common mistake is forgetting follow-ups, and not even just forgetting, but just not doing the follow-up. So it's super important. And for me, this is difficult because I'm not a systems person and I had to learn. Like, I am a visionary, which I know a lot of you are. I'm not really an operations person. I have a fabulous team who helps me. So they keep me, because I know my weaknesses. So I have a team, I have a virtual team offshore. So they work at very affordable rates, and they're excellent. And they help me to do the follow-ups, because the follow-ups are so important. As I mentioned earlier, 18 touches. One time I got a client after the 23rd touch. Okay. So don't stop. I don't stop until somebody either says, hey, don't bug me again, take me off your list, even though it's not a list or whatever. Or they say yes. That's, those are the only times that I stop bugging them. They say no, maybe they unsubscribe, or they say yes. Otherwise, keep on following up with them. You can think about it like a car commercial. Okay. Car commercials are not, it's not like you see a commercial once and then you don't see what if that happened? Like, what if you saw a product commercial once and never again? You'd be like, that was random. And what was that product? Because I can't even remember. Okay. So sales is very similar to that. It's the same thing. Okay. If you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to share a free checklist on how to do follow-ups let's say the right way. I'm just going to say how to do follow-ups. There's different ways to do it, but this is one way that I like to do follow-ups. Okay. Because if anyone's telling you that there's one true way, it's bullshit. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about tools to scale your funnel. And you do not have to overcomplicate this, but you are going to want some way to track your prospects. Okay. You can start out with a Google spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet. That is absolutely fine. Okay. Or you can use a simple CRM. I started out with a spreadsheet. I'm using HubSpot now. Or you might have an ATS that also has a built-in CRM. So if you haven't, and just a quick word here, one common mistake in choosing an ATS that new agency founders do is they tend to sometimes if they don't come from agency, they end up with an ATS that's not built for agency, like Greenhouse or Lever. That does not work with third-party agencies. So you want to make sure that you have an ATS that also works as a CRM and that it specializes in staffing or recruiting. Okay. So that's one tool. So you want to have your ATS, and that's really the main thing, right? CRM, ATS, and then, whatever else, obviously phone and all that good stuff. Okay. But don't overcomplicate tech. Tech stack can be crazy. But there are tools, there are a lot of AI tools that you can use. If you want to keep it simple, Dripify is a great tool that I use to help to attract the leads. Okay. So, all right. So what does scalable funnels have in common? All right. So real scalable funnels have these 3 things in common. So you can ask yourself if your funnel has these things in common. Short lead time. Okay. You want to try to make the lead time pretty short. Clear client journey. Okay, where are you taking them once you send the first email? What is the journey? Where are you taking your clients from here? And personal touch at scale. And there are AI ways to do this. You want to sound like you. I cannot stress how important it is to sound like you. Okay, so the fourth thing that I promised that I would share is your niche. Do you have niche market fit? Do you have the right offer? Are you offering something that's confusing or convoluted, or do you have a simple business model that people understand? Okay. The reason you'll know, the way that you'll know if you have product market fit is not, I don't believe in like surveys and all that stuff. It's actually if people are going to hire you and pay you money. Like my virtual assistant staffing agency, I mean, I can't go anywhere and say that I have a VA agency without people asking me for her virtual assistant. Okay, that's how I know. When you know. With my first staffing agency, we did title insurance employees, and we had so much demand, we could hardly keep up. And that's how I knew that we had a great niche, because it's just testing it out and seeing what happens in the market. Okay, so building a funnel is what gets you off the sales hamster wheel. This is the summary, TLDR. Building a funnel is what gets you off of the sales hamster wheel. Okay. If you want startup strategies, check out the free checklist. It's startup style strategies, I guess I would say. So some of the things I teach in relation to applying to recruiting and staffing agencies are things that I've learned from the startup world. So check out this free resource. It's a checklist on the right way to follow up on LinkedIn. Okay. And I know I said there's not really one right way, but that's what this resource is called, but I named that for some reason. But anyway, it is a good way to follow up. Okay. So if you need help implementing these strategies, book a call with a team. Again, details in the notes. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and book a call with a team and see how we can help you today.